Hi everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles, and this is going to be the monthly guidance for August. And I apologize for not getting this up to you guys sooner, but because of the different energies of the Lion's Gate, which is open, and I'll talk to you guys about that in a minute, I was flat out on my back and I couldn't concentrate on the screen. And I had like this headache over my eye, sort of almost like a migraine, I guess you could say. And it just wiped me off my feet for a little while. And sometimes I laugh about it now because sometimes the angels are trying to give me the message to rest and calm down and just relax, and everything doesn't have to be done all at once. And I keep on going. And so they just kick me there on my button, so I will just stay still and not do anything. So for a couple of days there, I had that sort of like a migraine over my head and I couldn't move. So luckily Pete was actually looking after me, which was awesome. But if you've been feeling that way, if you've been feeling a little bit run down, it could be because the Lion's Gate is open. Now, I did make a video about this last year, but I will, I've just got some notes about it for you. I've got something on my eye, I think. Okay, the Lion's Gate was open from July 26th, and it's at its peak on the 8th of August, and then 2 weeks after that as well, it starts to shut down again. So this is coming from the Syrian people, the planet Sirius, and this has been around for many thousands of years, millions of years perhaps as well. And it's just an opening. It's like a massive portal of light that is open, and the earth gets nourished by that. It does mean that a lot of people unfortunately lose people, or have fallouts with people, or don't have people in their lives anymore, because everything is on the surface, everything is real, and everything is you just can't ignore certain situations in your life anymore. So yes, like I said, it reaches this peak on the 8th of the 8th, which is my oldest son's birthday. So he was born right on the peak of the Lion's Gate, which is pretty cool. And believe me, he is a real, Leo. Like, oh my God. Anyway, it's connected to the galactic sun, bringing forth this light to the earth. It opens this new vortex of energy, bringing forth new light codes and information for us. So that's why we start to feel lethargic, we start to have these headaches, we start to feel really unbalanced, we might even be really cranky. Whatever it is, it's because this massive amount of frequency of light is happening on the earth right now. Even if it's stormy and overcast where you are, you're still getting this type of light, which is a portal of light. So it sets your intentions high, and the Syrians say that they will transform fear into light. Love in this way. You're encouraged to release lower levels of emotion and replace with true soul essences of love, abundance, courage, and peace, etc., which we've been working on for a long time now. Follow your own rhythm and guidance. And when we are tired, nauseous, anxious, it is our body integrating with the new energies, and allow yourself to rest and reboot. The Lion's Gate, if we allow, will bring us into the new. So meditate to open to the new energies and information. There is initiation into the higher energies, and we are honoring and remembering who we truly are. And this is the message or part of the message for August as well, is starting to get to know who we really are. And the actual angel for the month of, or the overseeing angel for the month of August, and also one of the angels that works with the element Virgo, or the zodiacal sign Virgo, is Helali. And I've done a little drawing, and as you know, I'm not really an artist, but I'm just doing it anyway because it might inspire someone who can do a whole lot better than me to actually start doing it. But this is my drawing of Helali. It's so cute. Yeah, and so there's the star energies, from the star Sirius. So here we go. And I'm actually very connected to the planet Sirius, very connected to Sirius, and ancient Egypt and Atlantis and all of those things. And probably you guys are like, well, that's where I know you from then. As funny as that might sound, but all right. So I get my book out, and I'm just going to go over. I'm trying to do this so that you guys are not distracted. Now, even though you can hear kids going up and down because it's the school holidays here in England, and they're everywhere around the place at the moment. All right, so August, Helali, Virgo, also overseeing Virgo. And because we're in most people have their birthdays in August that are Leos, it's also a fire sign, so fire and earth sign. The color is green. Helali is known as the perfectionist angel, so I guess that's why she hangs around with the people who are Virgos, because they tend to be perfectionists as well. Bringing in order, energy, clearing, and tasks. And there's also some keywords that I've got for the month of August. And the keyword is breakthroughs, spiritual awareness, loss for some. So some people are losing people, like I explained before. Release of fears and blockages. Staying motivated, love, and abundance as well. Now, I'll go over these things as well, but the incense you might like to use is cedarwood, rose, lavender, or vanilla. The oils are frankincense, rose, lime, basil, and juniper. Those are essential oils, of course. The crystals are carnelian, rhodochrosite, agate, ruby, jade, peridot, emerald, and of course you can just always use a clear quartz crystal. And so the first thing is, so I'll go over the elements and the message for the elements as well in a moment. And I've also got a message from the angel Helali. Now the keywords breakthrough. So sorry about that, I bumped the computer. Breakthrough. So a lot of people have been waiting, longing, hoping, wishing, dreaming, about their dreams and their goals, and they're wanting something to happen, so something to obviously break through so that they can see the evidence of what they've been asking for actually coming into reality. You're going to get your breakthrough this month, especially if you remain positive and don't give in to those doubtful feelings. Because it's very easy when we're starting to get worried about things, we start to go in panic mode and we just want to have a day where we're really angry at the universe. Always bring yourself back into alignment and just remember that, the secret to having the things that you desire is to stop going over in your mind about how they can take place, and instead continue to say to yourself, no, that is taken care of. I'm not going to continue to worry about that. It's taken care of. And if the worry comes back again and you start chatting to yourself, no, I am not going to worry about that. That is taken care of. And the more that you keep relieving yourself, because otherwise there's no other relief, is there? Because it will just keep going on and on. The more that you keep relieving yourself, the more the answers have a chance to come forward, the more the breakthrough will happen for you, the more you'll start to see, the glimmers of opportunity there for you. And when them doors are open, don't say, oh, I don't know, they're there for a reason. And sometimes it's not always your perfect option, but it might be something that leads you to a greater thing as time goes on. Breakthrough, spiritual awareness. We're always searching for spiritual awareness, and one thing we need to remember is that we never stop learning. And this is something I've said a few thousand times on video, but we never stop learning, and that's the beauty of it. We're always going to be in different circumstances in our life and grow and change with it, or fight ourselves, one or the other, and we'll start to see what works for us. And when you have a spiritual awareness, it just means that you're open to all that is. You are open to the spiritual realms. Doesn't mean that you are, a Buddhist monk that's, meditating 24/7, or it doesn't mean that, you suddenly know everything and you've become greatly illuminated and enlightened, and suddenly, you know all the answers to the universe, because I don't believe that we ever really do know everything. But we can learn from our mistakes, and we can start to recognize the cycles in our life. And this brings spiritual awareness, because it's like, the light switch goes on and we finally understand why we do the things that we do, or why we have been doing the things that we do, and why they've been getting certain results for us. So spiritual awareness is here and now for you. And, just be open to whatever you resonate with. There's no rules with spirituality, and I know that some people like to put rules on it and make you feel like you're in some kind of religion again, or you're back in school or something like that. But there are no rules. You can believe whatever the heck you want to believe. You can listen about the UFOs, you can talk about angels, you can talk about fairies, you can talk about whatever it is that you believe in, and you should be able to do so with freedom. And what you're going to find is when you become spiritually aware, a lot of people are not going to like it because they're threatened by your light. It's not so much that they think you're wrong, it's that they're a little bit threatened because it means that they might have to take a look at their own life. And you're already doing that, you're already putting that work in, and a lot of people are afraid to look at their own life, so they judge other people. They're afraid of judgment, so they judge other people. So don't worry about what you believe in. You can believe whatever the heck you like, and I don't feel, well, you're never going to get it from me anyway, that anything that you're doing is wrong, ever, unless you're harming somebody else, of course, harming children or something like that. Then you're never doing anything wrong. You're allowed to explore and have your spiritual beliefs and this awareness. So in other words, there's going to be something where the penny drops this month, and something that you're reading about or something that you're really interested in will really start to make sense to you, and you'll feel really excited about that, and you'll move on to a new path for yourself. So spiritual awareness and losses for some, and already in July a lot of people have had losses of loved ones, and it just means that they want you to grow. Whenever we lose somebody who's close to us, it's an agreement that we've made. It may not seem like much of an agreement at the time, but it really is. And after so many years of doing mediumship readings for people, the most common thing that our loved ones say to us is, look, I'm okay. I've been healed. I'm not in any pain. I love you. I just want to see you succeed. I know you can do it. Look, it's going to happen. Stay excited, stay positive. I've never seen any or heard any spirit say, I'm really angry with you because you haven't done what I wanted you to do, or you didn't come and see me before you passed away, or stuff like that, because it's just all gone. All the physical that we're experiencing in our life now is gone. Can you imagine what a weight that is off of a person? They are light, they are in their full essence, they are happy. It's hard to believe they could be happy without us, but they are happy. And they are healing, and they are teaching, and they are guiding, and they are comforting people. And all you need to do to connect with your loved ones is just continue to talk to them. It doesn't matter if you don't think you're hearing anything in response. Talk to them. Say, you know what, like for my grandma, for example, if I said to her, you know what, I'm planning to wear this particular outfit today, she'd be, oh no, you can't wear that. And it would make me laugh, you know what I mean? Or if I'm doing my makeup in a certain way, well, you always have your makeup on exactly right. Okay, I'm really happy with the way that you do your makeup. And, I can hear her, the way that she would talk, and her humor, and her watching the cricket and watching the tennis and laughing on the couch at something hilarious. So you'll be able to do this too. And the more that you just talk to them, just continue to talk to them, then one day when you're ready and you're not fearful of what you're going to get, you will get an answer. You will see the signs, you'll smell things. Sometimes, maybe if they're a mechanic, you might smell oil or something, or if they used to smoke cigarettes, you might smell the cigarettes or the pipe. Or there might be something only you guys knew about each other, and those exact words would be said, or something like that. Or a favorite movie comes on, you'd be like, I was just thinking about that, and there's the connection. So don't think that you can't do it. You can. And I learned just by talking. I just learned by talking, and that's how I've learned with the angels. I just talk to them, and I expect them to be listening to me. I don't not expect them to listen to me and then say, I told you so, they weren't listening to me. We have to expect this, and this was something that I learned. I got really excited about, and, having trust as well, because we don't trust anything or anyone. So it's, we have to trust ourselves, and we've always been there for ourselves. So we should know what we're doing by now. You're going to, something just came up on my screen, but we won't worry about it. So some people are having that loss, but don't remember that love is eternal. Just please remember that love is eternal, and there is nothing to fear at all. Where your loved ones are or what they're doing, they're okay. All right, releasing of fears and blockages. All right, so we're getting rid of the need to protect ourselves by having a fear. I know that sounds strange, but you know, for some reason we've protected ourselves. Maybe we've lost a whole lot of weight and we're thin, and we're protecting ourselves in that way because we're fearing something. Maybe we're the opposite and we've put on a whole lot of weight and we're protecting ourselves from being what we consider attractive, because then we might be, you know, what's the word? We might be bait for a predator or something, because, you know, it shows our vulnerability when we're you know, in a certain way. And that's how, you know, stupidly, that's how I've felt for most of my life, that if I looked a certain way, then I was going to be a target. And so I've just frightened myself out of it, you know. Now it's not so bad. I didn't realize, though, the deep-seated emotion. And so this is what it's talking about. These deep-seated blockages and fears that we have within ourselves. It's time to let all that stuff go. And it means facing up to your real inner feelings. You don't have to admit it to anybody else. You just got to admit it to yourself. And that, you know, these deep-seated blockages start to fall away, and then the body can work properly, and you shouldn't have any issues going on in our body at all. We should always be healthy and, you know, vibrant, whatever's going on. So even when you've had like a headache or you've been down or lethargic, it shouldn't be something that lasts, is what I'm trying to say. That could just be energy adjustments. Even having a cold or a flu could be rewiring. Try to say that 3 times fast. You know, little things like that. But if things are prolonged, if things are lasting more than 3 days, or things are going on a cycle, so you might get it once a month or something, where you get these feelings that come up inside of you, you know, those are the things that you need to look at and release all of those blockages. All right, stay motivated for what you want to do. Don't let anyone knock you off, of course. We know that. You know, don't listen to people that are negative. Don't listen to people that have 1,000 options for you. You know what you need to do. You know how you're going to do it. If you're asking for advice, you know, fair enough. But still just always go with what you want to do. It's the only way forward. And love and abundance. So a lot of people are finding their soulmates, they're finding their twin flames, they're living for love more, they're loving themselves more, they're forgetting about a lot of past hurt and a lot of pain and all those kinds of things, and, you know, they're deciding that they want more for themselves. And this month, the month of August, is a special birthday for me, because I really don't even like to say it, but I'm actually turning 40 in August, and but I don't feel like I'm 40 or anything like that. I don't even feel like I'm 30, because I had so much stuff going, and now that I finally sort of let a whole lot of things go in my life, I feel like my life's just starting. So I feel like I've just left high school or something, and I'm about to start, you know, my life on my own or something like that. So the last 20 years or something has been some kind of a blur. I finally got it all out the way. And now I can finally live for myself. But I am turning 40, and it is a big hoo-ha for a lot of people. But I'm going to be in Australia for that, and hopefully with my sons, you know, we'll do a whole lot of celebrating or whatever. But it is interesting, because you start to, as you get that little bit older, you start to either pick on yourself a whole lot more, or you really start to let a whole lot of stuff go. And for me, I've let a whole lot of stuff go, and, you know, I feel like all the time I'm getting better and better. I'm changing, I'm growing, you know, experiences is teaching me, I'm learning. It just never stops. And I'm quite happy to sit at 40 and say, okay, this is where I'm at, and I'm cool with that, knowing that a lot of people are very, very miserable, and I've been there as well. So happy birthday to me for this month. And I have got, as you'll see, I've got some specials going on at my website too, I guess, for birthday month and for blue moon specials as well. But anyway, love and abundance is there. You know, be accepting of it. Just open up your heart to it. Accept yourself for who you are. You know, learning to accept yourself is such a great big task, but we can do it. And even if it means a little bit at a time, we'll just keep chipping away at it until we finally just go, you know what, I've just had enough of all this. I am just going to accept myself and be happy. And that's all that you need to do. And once you can do that, life becomes a whole lot easier. And, you know, you're rising above issues, and, you know, you're not feeling things in the way that you used to feel them. and it is such a relief. So those are all the things, you know, those are the keywords for the month. And I wanted to go over a message for the fire signs, the earth, the water and the air signs. I'll go over a quick message and also a message from the angel Helali, and of course the angels, because one angel never comes on its own. There's always a legion, at least a legion of angels per angel. So you can imagine it, just the room is full of angels. All right. So I'm going to use the Atlantis cards. That's what I decided to do at the last minute. All right, so the fire signs are actually ruled by the sun, Archangel Michael. So we've got Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and this is the message for the fire signs. So I'm going to just shuffle these and we'll ask for the message for the fire signs. So just close my eyes. And here we're going to stop. All right. So the message for the fire signs, I hope you can see this. See how dark the room goes when you hold that up. What does it say? Relaxation. All right. So I'll just read it on the back. It says, the cells of your body hold the blueprint for your perfect health, happiness, and spiritual destiny. They also hold the full potential of your spiritual and psychic gifts. However, they must be deeply relaxed to enable your true self to emerge. In Golden Atlantis, everyone maintained a state of comfortable relaxation, which kept them attuned to the flow of life. Consequently, they were always healthy, contented, radiant, and wise. They also had astonishing powers and abilities. So, if you choose, so the people that got this card, your guidance is to let go and relax, for busyness and stress block your divine essence. Breathe deeply so that the cells of your body can release your full divine potential. Find time to rest and relax. And that's funny because I was just practicing breathing techniques, because I've been reading a lot about how we hold our breath and how we don't, when we're in meditation, we go, you know, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. And we do it and we start to get ourselves really, really relaxed, right? But during the day, we're like, you know, doing all of our stuff and going a bit nutty. And it's this shortness of breath. But if you can get used to taking deep breaths right into your lungs and out again, just like all day, every day, without hyperventilating, but just doing it and being consciously aware of it, you'll start to improve the oxygen supply throughout the cells in your body, and they'll start vibrating better, and you'll have this youthful glow, and you know, you'll start to be able to think clearly, and you'll start to be more in tune with your body, and you know, you might start even becoming a healthier weight. So whether that's losing weight or gaining weight or whatever it is, all through this breathing technique. And you know, relaxation is the key. So of course it doesn't mean just go to sleep all the time, but it means, you know, using focused relaxation. You know, when you've got that time first thing in the morning or last thing at night, talk to the angels, call in your subconscious, ask for your higher self to give you messages. You know, do that little bit of extra work, but because that relaxation makes so much of a big difference in your life, and you're going to notice that if you're trying that for this month. It also brings you new inspiration and, you know, greater clarity and focus for your future as well. So that was the message for the fire signs. And now the water signs, Archangel Gabriel is working with you. And that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And the moon is associated with the water signs. So the big blue moon, well, wasn't really a blue moon, but the big moon last night was very, very intense, especially here. And, you know, we went outside and wrote down our fears and wrote down our intentions and burnt them to the universe. Now, you can do that anytime you want to, but it is most potent when you had a full moon. So anyway, here's the messages for the water signs for the month of August. And the water signs, this is the message for you, healing. Okay, so you guys are healing. Right, in Golden Atlantis, people were natural healers, but those who were specially gifted were trained to become clear channels for divine energy. They worked in the healing temples in the early days. Healer priests only needed to balance the chakras, but later, as karma started to accrue, people needed more help to stay healthy. Sound, color, geometric shapes, herbs, and crystals were used to facilitate healing. Laser light passed through crystals was used for psychic surgery. So this is Be a Healer. This card reminds you that there are people who need your help. So it is time to develop, hone, or practice your healing abilities. It also suggests that you need a boost of spiritual Reiki or emotional healing to raise your light levels. So reach out to others today. Okay, so being a healer, you guys are a healer, and it was saying here, yeah, people were natural healers, yeah, and they worked in healing temples, all that kind of thing. You need to know that you are a healer, and I've talked about this as well before. And it doesn't mean that you yourself are the one who is making all the changes in someone's body. I'm actually creating a course about, healing, which is going to cover all of this. But still, if you just remember that, if you set the intention with someone being well, and you close your eyes for 5 minutes, and you can imagine that person sitting there in all their glory, very, very happy, very, very healthy, very, very well, and you say or you intend that wellness for somebody else, they will receive it when they're ready to. Now, if they've asked you for permission, they're going to receive it straight away. But it doesn't hurt to send out healing to other people in this way. So it's just holding the intention of them being well. The other thing that you can set up, and this is something that I was going to keep a secret, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you guys this little thing. Is what you can do is you can create a code for healing. And it can be something that is a color. Maybe you use a circle, all right? Maybe you use a green circle. And in your mind, you're saying, this is my healing code. When I see this circle, or I imagine this circle placed on someone, it means that they're receiving healing. And it is a code that you can activate, and the angels work with you on this. And it's something you might want to draw, or something that you might want to just have in your mind. And before you begin sending healing to someone, you could just visualize this green circle, or whatever shape it is that you want to use. And you visualize that with all the healing power in it being sent to that person, or on top of that person, or maybe in the person's chest area or something like that. And that activates healing. Use it. Use that little tip. There's more to it, but you can start with doing that. Create your little healing code and activate it with people. Activate it within yourself, and realize that you can use a healing code for all kinds of ailments. It doesn't just have to be, like, in other words, you're using a code for all around healing. Maybe there's one for the pets or something. Maybe you could use one for pets and change the color or something like that. You could use it for broken bones. Maybe you could use it for diseases within the body. See how your list can go on. And you're creating it with love and intention, and the angels are infusing it with energy. The universe is working with you because they know that we can regenerate our own bodies again. So remember to use your healing code. And this is for everyone listening. Start practicing that and see what a difference that it makes. And it's just a little bit of a hint for you. It's going to be part of the course that I'm teaching you guys. So third one is the air signs, working with Archangel Raphael, one of my favorite angels, and Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, all you logical people. And your planet is Mercury. All right. So here we go. A message for the air signs. Here we go. And you got, hope you can see, positivity. All right. So this is saying, in golden Atlantis, negative words simply did not exist, nor were there words of resistance, like but, never, or cannot. So nothing impeded the flow of people's lives. Their vocabulary contained only positive words and concepts, and the people were immersed in wholesome ideas and thoughts. They constantly affirmed the happiness and contentment of the moment. Because of this, under spiritual law, they could only attract good things into their lives, which inevitably moved forward smoothly. Watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts, words, and beliefs today. Eliminate everything negative, including words of gossip, doubt, or fear. Decide on your personal goal and your vision for the community and the world, and then focus wholeheartedly on it. Your life must inevitably accelerate, so expect to move forward now. Success awaits you. So those people looking for, a sign, there it is. that your positive thoughts create everything, and it's changing everything in your life right now. So continue with that. And as it says there, nobody in Atlantis had a problem. You know, no one had to stress out about anything, because they just continued to you know, stay in a higher element of light, and they just stayed in this accelerated state all the time, and everything just happened because they expected it to. We're just going to use some of those skills in our life today. So there you go. And we've all got the color purple happening here in our these cards. The purple and greens are here, so there's a spiritual you know, element to that as well. You know, very, very highly spiritual people wear purple robes, and you know, we've got the green for the healing. So this is for all of us as well. Also opening up our third eye and crown chakras as well, and just let that light on in. All right, so the last one is the earth signs. Archangel Uriel oversees you guys that are earth signs, and Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and your planet is Saturn. That is just traditionally anyway. All right, so let me just close my eyes. Earth signs, here we go. And here we go, the earth signs. You got the card called the silence. All right. It is only in the silence that we can truly connect with the awesomeness of all that is. The people of Golden Atlantis, who were all enlightened beings, knew this. They led quiet, relaxed, contemplative lives, constantly attuned to the highest. They spoke little as they communicated telepathically. In those days, there were none of the noisy, vibrating cars, planes, or machinery that we experience now, so the very earth was still and silent, and nature supported their divine communication. So receiving this card indicates that you are called on to spend some time in contemplation or meditation. If possible, go somewhere in nature where you will be still and peaceful, and remember that you can more readily access your inner wisdom when it is silent. Okay, so be still and access your inner wisdom, and know that you can speak telepathically. Dogs, animals and all that, they speak telepathically, and I know that if I'm mentally saying something to Jessie, she actually picks it up and understands it. If I mentally say something to Pete, he also gets it too. At times, sometimes he refuses to actually listen, but most of the time he actually gets what I'm saying. And you know, like for example, say when like you're going to the shop or something and you forget something, that there might be someone at home that says, don't forget to get the butter, and you're like, that's right, I need to remember the butter. Do you think that you actually picked that up, you know, because you did? You actually telepathically were speaking to each other. But you can do that. But when you start to get yourself into meditative mode, you know, like meditating, relaxing the mind, you know, clearing your mind full of crap, elevating yourself up away from drama. So I know it's hard, but we got to get up and away from that drama, and we're going to have less and less of it. Then you will start to be able to really open up your abilities more and more and more, because you're just focusing on it. You know, you're working on it all the time, and you're believing in yourself, and you're giving strength to yourself. To be aware of these things for this month of August, so all of us can do with healing and setting up our own healing code. You know, relaxation to bring in the information that we want, having the silence, you know, stilling the mind, stilling the body, filling ourselves full of light all the time, and being positive as much as we can. You know, we don't have to be sickening about it, but, you know, we have to be positive, and we have to try to always be taking the higher road on things. And that just brings more to ourselves. It just brings more blessings to our life, and makes our life so much easier too. So those are the cards for the messages for you all. And now I will go over the message from Helali. All right. So I'm going to Australia soon. I'll be going there in the middle of August, and staying there for a few weeks and to get all my visa and everything organized. And I'm just visualizing it all being very successful. You know, even when there's doubt there, because there's a whole lot of things that are going on that, not in my personal life, but just, you know, in life in general that are going on that seems to be blocking the way. But I'm going to continue on focusing on positivity and healing the situation, going into my silence and relaxing, and remembering that all things are possible. But if you want to see me when I'm in Adelaide, perhaps, please, you can send me an email at any time, and I'll see if I can catch up with you guys. All right, so here is a message from Helali and the angels. This is for the month of August. So it says, "Dear ones, with great love and the angels, we, the angels, embrace you. You are a shining star and full of possibilities. And now you are coming into a stage of intense light, love, change, and opportunity. We know what you desire, and we see your struggles to remain calm and positive, and we applaud you for all the work you have already done on earth and in your own personal lives. The more you let go of fears, the more confident you become, and the easier that your life is. Keep on giving all your concerns off of your mind to us, and try your best to let go of thinking about it. The more you hand over and see it taken care of, the quicker you move into more of a life that you desire, of ease and abundance, which is what we want. Don't forget who you are. You are more powerful than you imagine. Your words and thoughts also create powerful energy, more than you realize. So be aware of how you speak and how you think. Great change and breakthroughs are coming now, and one of the quickest times of the year because of all this light energy. Don't limit what you can achieve, and believe in yourself and your ability to make a difference. All of you are amazing in your own right and eternally loved. I am Helali. Yes, and we have to remember that there is none greater than anybody else. There is nobody who knows more than anybody else. We're all the same. We're all created equally. And, if those people want to go out there and say that they are, all that is, whatever, then that's on them. There's nothing that we can do about it. Just remember that you don't need guidance from anybody else. Your inner guidance will tell you. And of course, we always, at times in our life, we want someone else to actually validate what we're thinking and feeling. But if you just remember that you already know all the answers to anything that you could ever ask, it's just that you don't trust yourself. But if you remember that you can, then, and you actually do it every now and then, you will grow and you will change and you will lift. And, other people may look to you for advice, but always try to stay on their level, and just try to keep everything humble and loving. And I mean, I don't know how to be in any other way than how I am. I just don't know. And I don't want it any other way. I just want to be who I am. And I don't like, I just feel like I'm on this one level with you guys. And some people say, I wish one day that I could be like you or whatever. But, you're already doing it. You're already doing it in your way. And I'm just doing things in my way and just fumbling along as I go because, we're learning and growing together. That's how I see it, because I didn't want to be alone in my journey. So obviously I needed all you guys, to be here doing this with me. And we are, as far as I'm concerned, doing it all together. So I'm really, really grateful, in fact, to have everybody, whoever listens to my videos, to actually be a part of my, soul journey this time. Because obviously we've known each other before, or we couldn't meet in this lifetime, or we wouldn't know of each other, or we wouldn't have seen each other, or whatever it is. Wouldn't be able to connect with each other if we didn't already know each other. So I'm so grateful that there are so many that are on the path. Because sometimes when you're on your path and you're living your spiritual path, nobody in your actual real family is going to understand it. And I've only got my sons and, obviously Pete, who understand me as in my family. The whole rest of them don't talk to me at all, and very concerned about me as a soul, and that's their beliefs, And as far as I'm concerned, they're missing out on a really funny time, a really good time. But, that I've tried and I've done and I've released and I've let go and I've moved on. And it's very, very hard for some people. to stand their ground and stand in their own spiritual beliefs. And I know that firsthand. So, you know, I believe that we're all here for a message, and the message is to remember who we are. And once we've remembered who we are, and people say, but I don't know who I am. Well, what you are is a portal of light here on the earth. You are very, very powerful in your energy. You have the ability to do absolutely anything that you want to do. You have the ability to change not only your own life, but the lives of thousands, millions, whatever amount of people around you. You've got the ability, just in one word or one deed, to do that. You have the ability that you feel the angels have, and that is to be able to communicate unconditional love. You can do that. You know, there isn't you know, you are not limited on what you can achieve. The only limits that you have is what you put up here. That's your only block to anything. What you really believe about yourself can either make you accelerate or block you and make everything stagnant. You are part of the divine. Doesn't matter if you're been naughty your whole life or whatever it is that you think that you've done. You're still part of the divine. You're still accepted. You're still loved unconditionally, and you just need to learn to love yourself in the same way and let it all go. You know, it doesn't matter if you feel that you're the worst person, the worst parent, the worst brother, the worst sister, whatever it is that you think that you are. There is change that can happen, and you need to find it in yourself for forgiveness. That is who you are. You are a mighty warrior of light, and you are. Please understand that you are, and it doesn't mean that you will suddenly sprout wings and fly away. It just means that, you know, once you actually accept the power of the divine working within you, you know, that you're connected to source. You always have been. That you're part of the great I am, or whatever you want to call it. You are part of that, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you, says about you, believes in you. You must just believe in yourself. The angels believe in you too. You know, just believe in yourself and know that anything is absolutely possible. And the more that you can do this, you will start to really remember who you are, and it will really start to open up in every area of your life and bring so much love and abundance to absolutely everyone, and everywhere you go, they'll be touched by you. So I hope that this message is helpful. Don't forget, I've got specials on at my website, and you can meet me at the Ning website as well, and all the links are below, and there's free stuff and free information and all kinds of fun. So whatever you need, please just, you know, make sure that you ask if you need anything, and I'll do my best to help you. And until the next message, I've got some meditations coming up, by the way, everybody, and I will do the best that I can. Remember that I'm traveling around the middle of August, so it might be a little bit difficult to quickly get back to you guys. So you might have to give me a little bit of a week there where I'll still be able to, because I'll be in airports and I can get wireless, right? So I'll still try my best to answer you guys, but I may be a little bit delayed, so just keep that in mind. But website open 24/7, you can go for it, and remember to find the spiritual community as well, because you may find, you know, so many people in there that are just like you are, and create a little group together and start hanging out. It's awesome, and I will see you there as well. So until the next video, lots of love to each and every one of you, and thank you for being with me on my journey, and I hope that everyone has some kind of message out of this today, and you know, it helps you in some way. And it's bye for now, everybody, until the next video. Bye. Now let me see if I can stop it. Bye.